I'm sure. All right, let me see that real quick. I'm going to auto sync them.
Okay.
It has to auto sync that way. It always freaks people out when I'm doing. They're like, "What's happening here?"
Why aren't we clapping?
Oh my!
I'm in for clapping. We can clap.
You know what? Somebody said it's my it's the way it's my pep talk as I go. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's the pep.
that's my pep. That's my chant. It's the way I get going into it. Lacey Siomos. I just totally messed it up.
Yeah. That was great. No. Siomos. Siomos.
Siomos.
Siomos. Yes.
Siomos.
It's Greek. I'm married into a Greek family.
Okay.
And we went to Greece this summer. Actually, that was a big family trip for us, and it was beautiful.
How many kids do you have?
2.
So y'all flew. How long was that flight?
Okay, so we flew to London first. So that one from Chicago to London, I think like 8 hours.
Okay.
And then we took the train to France, and then the Channel. It goes underground, under the ocean, under the English Channel. And then we went to Belgium on the train, and then we went back to France, and then we flew from France to Greece. The way home, I think, was 11 hours, but don't quote me on that.
How were the kids when y'all were flying?
Horrible. To be completely honest, I expected, because we booked an overnight flight, that they would sleep at some point. And they didn't to London at all, because our flight had TV screens in the back of each chair. These international flights, they now have your own individual TV screen.
I don't know. I know nothing about international flights.
This was my first time, and I had no idea either. So they watched TV for like 8 hours straight. I think we maybe got like a 20-minute nap out of both of them. And then we land in London, and it's like 8 a.m. the next day.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're sleep deprived, and we don't get to go into our Airbnb until 3 p.m. So then we had to burn the rest of that day.
That time between you enter a city and you can enter your Airbnb, that is like such a... That's a hot mess of a time. It really is.
It really is, especially on like zero sleep. So it was a very weird experience.
So Lacey, you are a radio host in town.
I am.
And then you also work with Food Not Bombs.
Food Not Bombs.
And I want to get to both of those two things. But I want to start us off with this question.
Okay.
What food is overrated? We were having this question last night at my family, at like a little family gathering. What food do you think is overrated?
What food do I think is overrated? This is probably going to upset my husband, but I think burgers are overrated.
No, whoa, blasphemous. What?
I know. This is...
Do you not eat meat?
I'm completely vegan. That's how I got into Food Not Bombs.
Well, then, okay, there you go. Yeah.
But also, just the meat patty, ground meat specifically, on bun is just so uninspired. Like, there's nothing exciting about that to me. I mean, maybe if I was the first person who ever ate a sandwich, I would be excited about it. But ground meat specifically, it's not a great texture. And then to just put it on a bun, I don't know. I've had really good burgers. But I think they're overrated.
That's exactly what my daughter said last night.
Really?
Exactly. She does not like eating meat. She likes chicken, and that's really the only chicken or the only meat she eats, but she hates hamburgers. Ground
meat is just, I never liked it even when I did eat meat. And I haven't eaten meat in 15 years, but it still is just
that's
not
impressive.
Well, it's once you do it for a while, it's not a thing I think about anymore.
Okay.
People bring it up a lot, and I talk about it a lot, but it's not something that I think about. My whole family is vegan, actually. My husband.
Do you eat a lot of tofu as a vegan?
We have gotten into tofu more. My kids didn't like it for a long time.
Oh, your kids are vegan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely. They were.
Your husband does not. He's still standing strong and.
No, he's vegan too.
He's eating. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so the whole vegan family.
Yeah, he's been vegan for longer than I have, actually. He's why I went vegan in the first place.
Okay.
Which always surprises me.
So why would he get upset about overrated as a hamburger?
Hamburgers are his favorite food.
Okay. Like in general, it's like a nostalgic thing.
And we still do like plant-based burgers. Like we can go to, Burger King and get a Whopper.
People sleep on those black bean burgers. Those are good.
They're good. And, Impossible has a really good burger these days. Like, the technology is there.
Okay.
I say this on air sometimes about how the plant-based food technology has really upped its game. Because 15 years ago, it was a completely different world.
Yeah.
We got Boca burgers. They were like
Yeah.
hockey pucks. Now we've got like fake vegan meat that bleeds. Like, I don't know why we need the blood. It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think yeah, okay. You know what? My overrated food would be pizza. I think pizza's a little hoity-toity. Yeah, pizza is just, it's an appetizer. It's bread with cheese, and that's about it. Call it that. It's a cracker with some cheese on it, just a different form of it.
This interview might be over.
Oh, I think pizza's so overrated.
Okay, but are we talking like a Jack's frozen?
All kinds.
Wow.
All kinds. And don't even get me started on deep dish. That's basically a lasagna without the noodles.
Okay, it is in a way. It's a yeasted lasagna, I think. It's the noodles with yeast added.
Okay. Yeah, I am not a fan of pizza. I like it. I'll eat it. It
Okay.
can be good, but it's not filling, and I always find myself I'm always lacking with it.
What about a nice like wood fired, like La Piazza, not that far from here.
It's a great appetizer. It's a great appetizer.
I mean, I feel you on the, like, I feel like burgers are it's just bread with meat on it. Like, there's nothing exciting
you get
about
that protein, and it hits your bloodstream, and it's satisfying for myself.
And okay, maybe part of my problem is that I have like a functionally small mouth, so eating a burger is not like I have to unhinge my jaw.
I'm not throwing shade on you being a vegan at all. Like I'm glad, I'm happy. I think that's a good thing. It's probably good for the world, and it's good for us as humans. I still love steak though. Oh my goodness. I love a steak.
There are things that I miss for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely have nostalgia for a lot of foods. There's a lot of things that I wish there was a plant-based version of it.
Okay.
But, you know, I could say a lot of things about it. You know, I have my own very personal reasons for why I did it. My husband was already vegan and I was vegetarian. And I just think, you know, there's already so much pain and suffering in the world. Why contribute to it if I don't have to?
Okay.
Like, my taste buds, you know.
So it's more than health reasons.
It's an overall moral standpoint, you know.
Okay, so you really don't like that I will smash a steak. Like
I mean,
nobody's
that's your
business.
personal choice.
Okay.
I make my personal choices, you make your personal choices, and I respect that for you.
I wish that was the ethos of the world. It is so not the ethos of the world.
It is not. It is not.
Okay.
But
well,
yeah.
All right. Well, we heard
We've
it here.
gotten digressed.
Oh my goodness. Well, but you know what? When we're talking about like plant-based burgers and steaks and pizza, it is good to digress. So
it is. I'll talk about food all day too.
That's right. Well, the two benchmarks for this time, I kind of want to talk about one, your work with Food Not Bombs.
Yeah.
And then go into your work on as a radio personality. Is that the profession? Is that the way you would say it?
Yeah, I think I'm technically titled brand talent.
Okay, brand talent.
Yeah, radio personality. I think my name tag says radio show co-host, maybe.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah,
okay. Well, I want to get into that idea of what that looks like in your life and how you got there. But first, talk to us a little bit about Food Not Bombs.
So part of the reason I got into Food Not Bombs is because they serve vegan meals. That's kind of a part of their standards for their organization, is that it's fully vegan meals, sometimes vegetarian. It kind of depends on which group, because it's a worldwide organization.
Yeah.
And I don't claim to be like the know-how on Food Not Bombs, because they've got a lot of different sectors of it, and it's meant to be a consensus-based group. So we're an organization, but we don't have like a leader. There's no board. We're not non-for-profit. We are just a group of people who get together to help serve vegan meals. We typically pick up food from grocery stores that would otherwise be given away for like cosmetic reasons. Sometimes it goes to other organizations in town. And
Trader Joe's is big on that, right? We don't have a TJ's here, but
wish we did.
I do too. But they're really big on that, right?
Yeah. And you know, a lot of the as we have found out, a lot of the grocery stores in town already do have like places that they team up with, like Central Illinois Food Bank. They've got Helping Hands. I think Salvation Army comes and picks up food. So a lot of times other organizations already have their setup with a lot of the grocery stores. But we're taking food that would otherwise be tossed for cosmetic reasons. It's not like expired or anything.
Right.
But then turning it into a meal to share with the community, because it's about solidarity, not charity. You know, there's so much food that is thrown away. So we're trying to reduce food waste and also trying to build community on this basis of mutual aid. Like we can all help each other. And there is such a thing as a free lunch. You know, if we didn't fund a lot of the things that are government funds, not to get political about it, but there would be a lot more money to feed everybody.
Right.
And that's part of what it is with Food Not Bombs. You know, we're providing food. We would prefer money go towards food, not towards bomb, because
I feel like that's pretty wonderful, especially as we're ramping up our defense budgets and you know, there's so much food. What would you want people to know about food insecurity that you have now learned from your time with Food Not Bombs?
I think I would want people to know that it's not just the people who you would typically think. There's many people who you may be passing every day, you may be working with every day, who are food insecure. You know, it may be your kid's friend at school. It may be your neighbor 2 houses away. You know, there's a lot of people who experience food insecurity because of, I mean, how much life costs right now.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's so I don't know how I afford to live. I don't know how other people afford to live.
It's so expensive.
It's so expensive. And, you know, there's so much food that is thrown away. And why are we throwing it away when it could be going to feed people?
Where do y'all feed people from?
So typically we do a outdoor setup. It's kind of across from the parking lot at Grace Lutheran Church.
Okay.
Right across from First Presbyterian, so not too far from here. And then we also distribute out of Intricate Minds. It's a harm reduction center here. And they've got a good crew of people who know that there's a warm meal there on Wednesdays. So we try to distribute there because we can reach people who could use a meal.
We're working with Tiara to come on the podcast.
Good.
And I'm really excited about that. But
She's
it's right
good,
across
human.
the street from the libraries where y'all at noon every day?
It's not at noon. We would love to get up to the weekly distribution. We're doing this at least twice a month as our goal, and then once a month in warm meal distribution setup. So it really depends on the month. It depends. We've had a lot of influx of volunteers, and then they won't be available, and then it's all just volunteer based. So it's whenever we have people. And obviously, you know, on one of these snowy days, we can't be standing outside.
Right. Well, how's it shaped you, though, as a person? Like, when you say, how long have you been doing this?
Well, we just started in Springfield. There was a previous Springfield chapter, and I don't know anything about them. I never met anybody who was involved with it, and they have not been a part of our chapter. We started it, I got asked about it in January. My friend Aaron asked me.
Of 2024?
Of 2025.
Okay.
And then we started doing our distributions, I believe, in March or May, one of the M months.
Okay.
So it's been a pretty new thing. I would love to do it more. I mean, for me, cooking for people is something that brings me a lot of joy. I think that if you love somebody, you feed them, and part of what I would like to do as a human being is help my community. And so feeding my community is a big part of something that means a lot to me, because if I love you, I feed you, you know? It's one of the basic human things to say, hey, let me nourish you, let me feed you, let me... You know, where words fail, food can suffice.
Ooh,
that was hot.
Did you have that pre-canned?
I kind of thought about it in the car on the way here, but I haven't said it before. This was the test run.
I'm totally ripping that at some other place, but I love that.
Yes.
So what was that again?
Where words fail, food can suffice.
Oof.
Because, you know,
it is true. It is true. I mean, it brings people together. You gather around a table. You break bread with one another. So
and that's like the whole oldest human thing is breaking bread with each other. It's where you say, hey, I'm not here to harm you. Let me be friendly and share my food with you.
I think that's why Jesus' Last Supper was breaking of the bread.
Yeah.
I really do. I think there's that hospitality nature of come be part. I'm not your enemy. Come be part of experience love, joy, acceptance.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We are
Okay.
all one together.
Yeah.
It's, we are sharing the same food, the
Yeah.
same drink. We're
Yeah.
sharing the same germs too. I mean, there's something to be
So are
said
you
about that.
communal too? Like, do you don't mind
I don't-
somebody double dipping?
For the most part, I do get a little weird about like cold sores. So I will say, maybe cut this from the.
I don't like a double dipper.
Yeah.
I know that's a Seinfeld thing, but I am not a double dipper kind of person.
It really depends on how well I know somebody.
Now, if it's my family,
Yeah, family.
yeah.
And even like close friends, if I know we're kind of sharing germs otherwise,
Yeah.
like, Rocky and I
Yeah.
are in the same studio all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still a little.
Share artichoke dip or something like that.
Yeah. I still don't really share drinks with people unless it's
Yeah, I
got
don't
alcohol in it, and I feel like that can kill a little bit.
That just kills the germs right
Yeah.
out with that.
You're safe.
That's so fun. So it was like, was someone in your family hospitable that kind of passed down to you this hospitable nature, or is that something that in an absence of it you kind of gravitated towards it?
Wow, that's a tough question. It's something I hadn't thought about.
Yeah, you can't pre-can that answer.
No, I think it came from a place of wanting that hospitality to be given to me. There was quite a few years as like a stay-at-home mom and just where I was at in life where I didn't have groups of friends or hospitality, somebody who offered that. And I will say, I'm still weird about hosting. We're in a small house. It's not a great space for hosting,
Okay.
but we try to live below our means.
Yeah,
And
we
like,
do too.
if I had a big hosting space like I can with Food Not Bombs,
Right.
I would love to host tons of people. But I do think it came from just I enjoy cooking for people. And it's a thing I want to do. I spent a little bit of time thinking about like what my priorities were. I kind of went through a bit of a mental health crisis and I really wanted to prioritize my community because I feel that my community has given so much to me and my family that I want to give back to it and help see that grow and flourish.
Have you ever cooked for someone, I don't want to say an enemy, but somebody that that you strongly disliked and it changed the course of your relationship?
Ooh, another tough
I know.
question. Now I got to think about who have I fed in my life? I fed
But
a lot
not
of
like
people.
the pie from the help. where
Right.
you give the- Because by cooking for someone that you don't like, and if you're cooking this wonderful
Right.
meal, I wonder even in that act if it can soften hearts or tear down walls. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I do think there's been times where I've cooked.
I have not done that, by the way. So
I've cooked for, somebody who I would normally have not cooked for in an effort to make that like olive branch,
Yeah.
that peace offering.
okay.
So there's definitely been people in my life who I've, served a meal to who, if I were being selfish about it, maybe I wouldn't have. But as a, you're still a guest in my house. I want you to be, feel like you are nourished and fed and that, I care about you. You're here to be with us, spend time with us. So let me feed you in return.
Okay. What do you think the biggest system is that is keeping people with sustaining this food insecurity that we have as a nation and in our community? What systematic? Yeah. And you feel free to name whatever you feel like is that.
Yeah, I mean, it is systematic. I think capitalism really is the main thing.
Yeah.
It's people want to profit off other people. And that's how businesses are run and how corporations make money. And,
That wage gap is crazy.
Well, and when we're operating as a for-profit mindset, we're not thinking about each other's humanity and what our needs are. We're thinking about this other goal, which is profits.
Yeah.
But that's not sustainable. It's not going to sustain the human. The human needs to eat. It needs to be loved. It needs all of these things. Profits are nothing. This is just a made up thing that we decided, money isn't even real. It's just a made up thing that we came up with.
Yeah. No,
That we ascribe value to.
Yeah. That the the widening gap of wages and the widening gap of have and have-nots is definitely something. Like, how can you still have minimum wage at only go up $2 or $3 over the last several decades, really,
when the cost of everything has gone up thousands and thousands and thousands. Yeah.
It's okay.
I would blame capitalism.
Do y'all talk about that at your meetings?
Sometimes, yes. We kind of talk about a lot of different things. We've got a lot of like mutual aid. A lot of people are really about like Free Palestine.
Yeah.
So that's been a thing that we've focused on. We just did a showing at the library of a movie. And I honestly have not been super active on our Discord, so I don't even know what the movie was. I know we were a part of the panel that talked there, but it was somebody else who was a part of our Food Not Bombs. I act as chef. I can go into a kitchen with, previous work experience and be like, these are the things that we need to get done. These are what needs to happen first. If I have somebody chopping over here, I can have somebody washing over here. So just kind of giving directions so we can all get to that common end goal of having a meal to serve.
The Gordon Ramsay of Springfield?
I'm not that mean.
I said get the salt!
No, I do get a little bossy in the kitchen, but
I think you have to be as a chef. Or anytime that there's like time sensitive
yes, we're trying to get work
objectives.
done. Yeah. And, there has been times where we've had new people come in and I've had to step aside and be like, hey, I'm not actually mean.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get things done. Like, please don't freak out. You're doing a great job and I love that you're here and I'm so thankful for you.
That's
but
so funny.
like sometimes I do sound angrier than I actually
You need
am.
to have like a little vegan cookie with a little note that says, sorry, I'm not mean.
Sorry, I'm not mean.
Just give
or
it to
a
them.
shirt.
Yeah. Oh, that would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? How could somebody get involved with Food Not Bombs?
So we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/foodnotbombsspi, I believe is the end chunk there. And we mostly organized through a Discord server, and then we have monthly meetings at the library. I don't believe they're posted meetings. I believe that's just advertised
Just
on our
through the
Facebook
Discord.
page. Yeah.
Okay.
There's an Instagram too, and I think it's the same, Food Not Bombs, SPI. We have people who come and go, and if you're only able to help once, that's great. Like, we're not people who are going to demand anything of your time because we all have limited time.
So there's no central leadership, but there has to be somebody who is not central but deputized as, hey, I kind of run this thing. Is that you?
No.
No. Okay.
And no, we really try
Okay, so
not
push
to
back
have.
on that. Okay.
Yeah, we really try to run things consensus basis. We have kind of our staple people who are almost always there, but we try to keep it in a rotation instead of having one person who's in charge. And I try my best to be there for everything. I was telling you outside of this conversation that we had the flu, so I had to miss one. And somebody else stepped in and acted as head chef in the kitchen, had the idea of the meal plan and what needed to get done for that. And so we just try to rotate roles a little bit. We have somebody who manages the Facebook page, but there's other people who have access to it. We have somebody who has the card for money, but other people have access to it. We try to keep it like free-flowing. There's no main person. We just try to decide things on a flow chart. If you don't have anything to push back against it, then we will assume that everybody's moving forward. If you do, please bring it up, bring it to the table. We can all discuss it. It's not about trying to change other people's minds. It's just trying to see their viewpoint. And there's comes a point where you say, okay, your view is valid too. And we hear that. But consensus-wise, some of us think that this is how it should be done, and, we want you to feel like you're valid too. Your opinion matters too. But what makes sense going forward for the group? It's I still am like just learning the basics of it. There's one guy in our group who has well read and informed on how consensus decision making works.
I actually, as you were saying that, I was like, I need to read into that because I really don't know how that would work.
And I am not
For an
particularly, adept at it. I mean, again, our organization is pretty new. But for the most part, Food Not Bombs all over the world are supposed to run. All over the world are supposed to run like this. Now, granted, I'm not in all of them, so I can't say. that they're all
That's
run
what the
like
main
this.
page says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that on the main page. Like the facts is like, yes, it's consensus,
Right.
and there's no central leader.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And again, in a kitchen, I kind of act as the boss, but
Yeah.
if somebody wants to push back and be like, "Hey, why are we making this instead of making this?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it that way."
What would you want people to know about Food Not Bombs? Like, what's one thing you would hope people would know about this organization?
I would want them to know that it's about solidarity, not charity. You know, we want the people who we serve to also be a part of Food Not Bombs. We want us to be people who you can join for a community meal, and that we serve anybody and everybody. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, stoned or sober. We'll serve anybody. It's about building community and having that solidarity in community and mutual aid.
I like it. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, shifting now to your work as a co-anchor radio host.
Yes. Brand talent, co-anchor.
Brand talent, co-anchor,
radio host.
Radio host, boss lady. How did you get into radio?
Okay, so I was never in radio before. This was never a thing. I was a massage therapist, that's what I'm licensed to do, is a massage therapist. I took a lot of time while I was a massage therapist as a food blogger, which is also how I got into the vegan thing. I was in the vegan world, and I'm somewhat recognized in the vegan community because I had a couple of things that got famous and kind of viral, so
What
to
did you
speak.
get? What did you have go viral?
Chickweed is the recipe that I'm known for.
Chickweed. Whoa. What, you got to spell that for us. What?
Okay, so chick,
Yeah. CHIC.
K, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wheat. So it was a recipe for a seitan, which is a wheat-based protein that vegans use, but I used chickpeas and vital wheat gluten, chickweed.
Okay.
And it became a really popular recipe. Like people were using it all over the world. We have this big group on Facebook that's the Seitan Appreciation Society.
Okay.
I was an admin of it early on, but it's 100,000+ people in it.
Oh my goodness.
And my recipe was kind of a kicking off point in that community. And then I tried to trademark it, so I wanted to be able to serve it at restaurants in the area.
Right.
I wanted to be able to make it and serve it at restaurants, so I was going to try and trademark it, and I was working downtown at a food market.
Okay.
Farmer's market.
Okay.
Edit that, sorry. At the farmer's market, making this and trying to sell it because I wanted to trademark it, and that was part of the trademark process. Ended up not being able to trademark it because the term chickweed got so synonymous for seitan that the trademark attorneys came back and they were like, nah, you can't actually trademark it because so many people had used it, and other people wrote their own recipes for it and used the same name, all of this other stuff. But overall, it was helping the community. It helped a lot of people not eat chickens, and that was kind of my end goal for it. I want to help the vegan community.
And what year was this?
This would have been, let's see, I wrote the recipe in 2017, and then I did the farmer's market a few years later in 2022, I believe.
Okay.
And then I was also doing the Instagram influencer lifestyle too.
Yeah.
So
That's got to be a hard life.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. I'm thankful that I have my husband because he went through a lot of different phases of Lacey.
Okay. But don't we all, whether you're Instagram
Right.
or not, marriage, you is being committed to the other person during they go through their seasons.
All of their multitudes.
All of their multitude. Ooh, I like that. All of their multitudes.
Yeah.
So what's it like being the face of something for 100,000 people?
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't it doesn't seem real really, and I don't really take it with a lot of I didn't really take it with a lot of responsibility. It was very much people kind of ran themselves. With the radio, I do take that with a lot of responsibility. So how I got into that was I met Rocky, my co-host, and he needed a new co-host. And I was like, well, I've done the Instagram influencer side of things. So the social media aspects, the blogging, all of those things were familiar to me. But I need you to teach me how to do the audio aspects of what we do for work.
Okay.
Obviously, I can talk. I've always been a talker.
Right.
Much to the chagrin of my children. They call me a yapper.
Oh, I'm a verbal processor.
Yeah.
It's like some people cannot handle verbal processors.
It's
like
true.
They really cannot.
Yeah.
It's almost like they can take us to a point because we're working out our problems with you, and just because I said that sentence doesn't mean that's exactly how I feel. I have 3 paragraphs to get to how I actually feel and where I'll land on it.
I feel like you just actually fixed a problem that we have in arguments in my marriage, because I will do that where my husband's an attorney. So if I say something,
so he's
that is the precision of your language. And it's like, no, I don't mean it like that. I'm still not to where what I actually mean. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Brain blown.
Okay.
Because that's very true for me. I am a very verbal processor. And
lawyers are very trained to gravitate towards words. Like that they karate jiu-jitsu words, and it's like, no, that's not what I'm, and when it's done well, it's beautiful.
Yes.
But then when it's like no, you're doing that to a word that I never meant for you to do that to.
Yes.
It was a filler. It was just a filler.
I was just making some noises. Let me offer you some food.
Yeah.
The words will not suffice.
That's awesome. So
no.
going back to the TV, let's go back to the radio. Let's go all the way back to the radio.
Let's go back to the radio. So I listened to Rocky for a year. I had interviewed with the previous radio company that he was under, and they were like, yes, we're into this, but FCC regulations, we have to interview a couple of different people.
Yeah.
I listened to him for a year because I was like, I think this is what I want to do. I already know that we work with people in the community who I would like to work with, and I want to be, as a person, I started to realize, like, I have a certain effect on people. And
okay, what's that effect?
I tend to bring more joy to people, and I have realized over the years that I tend to inspire people to be a little bit better versions of themselves.
Okay.
Not on purpose, really, but I have a tendency to push back on certain ideas that sometimes people have, and that can lead them down a different path. I've just noticed this in the past few years, that I find a lot of the people around me grow to better versions of themselves. And it's not, I hate to say it like that because that makes it sound like selfish, like, oh, look at me, how good I am. But it's not that. It's just, I think I maybe think about things a little differently than sometimes people do. It's the autism Riz, as the kids say.
Yeah, they do say that.
Yeah. But it tends to make the people around me want to grow and change. And I wanted to be in a position where I could spread that. And like in a massage room, you can only help one person, and that's the person in front of you. On radio, I feel like I can help anybody who may be tuning in. And that's kind of the part that I wanted to do, is to be able to help, be able to bring focus to the parts of the community that I think should be focused on. There are so many people. I mean, that wall of pictures right there. Yeah. It's people who are doing really good things in our community. Yeah. Let's highlight that. And then, you know, working with the APL, that's something that I wanted to be able to do. You know, I would love to volunteer there. My time does not allow for a lot of extra time, but it's something that we plan to do with our kids as they get older, help volunteer at the APL. And then just being the, you know, face of something that brings joy to people.
Yeah.
That's really why I wanted.
Y'all have a very uplifting,
good.
Y'all both have great laughs. So like when you're online or when you're listening, it's like, oh, it's almost infectious.
Yes.
It's effervescent.
Joy Germ. That's actually
Joy Germ.
The holiday for today is a Joy Germ Day, and it's the people who bring infectious joy to other people.
Okay.
So
well, y'all hit that mark very well.
Yes, and that's what our goal is. You know, a lot of times we're goofing around and we're being silly, but that's the point. We want you to start your day happy.
Do you feel like local radio is of the utmost importance now as podcasts go up, as syndications, national syndicate, maybe even global syndications? I have no idea. But do you think that local radio voice is increasingly more important as those dynamics shift?
I do think that things will change back towards more local. I think we have had this broadening of I can access anything in the age of the internet, where you can access whatever you want, whatever podcast you want. You have so much options. But I think it will kind of switch back to local at some point because people will start to realize how disconnected they're feeling. And I think that's a very big thing with local radio. We want to make connections. We want to be people who are connecting to our listeners. Like we say it every day, call in, text in, like we will talk to you.
I love that.
That's, making those connections is one of the most important things we can do as humans. And again, that work with Food Not Bombs, it goes into that, what I was doing as massage therapist, like what I'm doing on radio now, like making connections with other human beings is so essential. Yeah, I've digressed from radio. I'm sorry.
Actually, it was a really good digression because I'm going to ask a question that I have not run by my wife yet. So,
okay. Is she
usually I have to run things by her because she always helps me.
Is the voice of reason.
Yes. And I only say this question because it comes from my own thinking as a pastor in a church in the 21st century. Do you ever feel like you are in an institution, meaning radio, in an institution that was built by a previous generation and you feel like a guest in that institution?
Yes, but I aim to make myself a welcome guest wherever I am.
Okay.
And I think, in going back to that, where words don't suffice, food does, I think my energy does too.
Yeah.
Like I aim to be somebody who brings good, positive energy and good growth and change to what we are doing. Radio is an older institution, but I do think it's important because it is the thing when people are alone, they can turn on the radio and not be alone.
Absolutely.
And, we have a lot of listeners who are people who were alone at home every day. And those are the people that I want to connect with because I've been a person who's been alone. Mm-hmm. And my only, source of voice is the radio or a podcast. And I think that's what's important about radio, too, is that it's something that anybody in this area can access.
I think that you just hit the nail on the head is that a podcast you can listen, but you can actually call in to y'all's show.
Right. Yeah. Like there's a
live element to it.
There's a live element to it, and there's reciprocity.
Yeah.
That I don't think you get with a podcast. Like you might be able to write in a question and send it in, and maybe it will get answered, but with radio, you can call in. You can call and make a request. If you want to hear a song, we've got a couple of people who, there's some kids who are riding the bus on their way to school who call in and can request a song. And then we've got this other guy, Matt, who calls in and he requests a song. And it's like there's so many different places where radio is that podcasts are not.
That's
in your nurse's office or doctor's office, in, the school bus on the way to school. There's so many places that you don't even think about it, but it's there.
Well, and as I was asking that question, like one of the things that I would say why to the positive of radio is there's an energy that would come from that you don't see at a podcast because it's live. It's there. I guess some podcasts are live, but like it's there, it's out there, it's the machine working and you need to be on in that moment. There's no room for really awkward silence, or if there is, I'm sure you probably talk about it afterwards and
edit it out, or it's curated.
Oh, you can edit a live radio station?
Oh no, not for radio. That's
for podcasts. You can edit
for a
it out.
podcast. We live in a world of curated content right now, that's what's so cool about doing radio is that it's live. You can't curate it. I mean, we can have a general idea of what we're gonna say, but God, the things that come out of my mouth, I don't even know what I'm gonna say half the time. So
I have this great line. I'm like, I don't even know how I'm finishing this sentence.
Yeah,
I have to tell my wife that I have no idea how this sentence is ending.
I don't know where this thought is going, but we're all riding the train.
It could just be in the trenches, and usually it's just not good.
Right. I don't know where this trolley lets off, but we're all in for the ride.
She's like, you communicate and talk for a living, right? I'm like, yeah. But not in that moment.
It doesn't mean I have to do it well.
Oh, my goodness.
Part of the fun of it is, realizing, what you're going to say in the moment and not curating that. I think that's what's real about it. And
Yeah,
we live in
yeah.
a very unreal, everything is curated on Instagram. That's part of why I got out of the Instagram lifestyle. It was like, this
Were
feels
you in the
fake.
Instagram lifestyle?
Yeah, I did the influencing thing. Like, I would get free stuff all the time to write recipes for company, and it was...
It's really interesting. My stepbrother made
I'm gonna take a drink of
probably,
water.
I don't know, $30 million off the Instagram life. And like he had a food blogging, it's called The Infatuation. He actually ended up buying Zagat. And,
Wow.
but he has no socials and he has never had socials. But he started this hashtag called Eats, EEEATS.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like that was them. But he has never been on social media at all. I think he was on maybe 2009 and then he got off.
Wild.
Yeah.
How does he maintain that as work then? And then...
He built a company that really wasn't revolved around their personality. It was...
Wow.
Yeah. So somehow that worked
And you've
out.
done the exact opposite, where you are in a position
kind
where
of like
it really revolves around your personality.
Yeah, and there's probably some family dynamics that probably even go into that, and then also just the nature of the profession of it too. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's been kind of he lives a quiet life. So it's really interesting that him as an Instagram person had like no personal access to that online. So
Wow.
yeah, kind of
That's
interesting,
an
right?
interesting way to be. I mean,
Yeah.
gosh, that's...
It's beautiful.
I'm
It's
thinking
beautiful.
about how much money that is. What did he
I
do?
know. Well, he's got a house in Santa Monica. He's got a house in New York. When he first earned all that money, him and his wife went to France for like 3 months and just chilled.
Yeah.
And so he put a lot of time in. He sacrificed for that. And,
Wow.
I was really proud of him. So in my 20s, I was jealous.
Yeah, of course.
In my 30s and 40s, I just could not be more proud of him. So I'm really happy for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a silly thing that like you can make money off of it. That
It's
all...
Well, it was, by subscribers from newsletters.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are just destined for certain things. Like, so him and his wife were on the cover of GQ for their wedding, or they had a spot fold in it. He was on like top 10 most eligible singles in New York. Like, sometimes people are just destined for this trajectory. They're just destined for it.
That is wild.
I just really believe it. Like,
yeah.
I can kind of see it with people. I've been thinking about this for a while. It's like people who are young people who are 19 through maybe 25 who really know themselves and are secure and kind of have that strong foundation. You really kind of can see a trajectory for their life, oftentimes.
Is this a thing you think about as being a parent too? Like, how do you set your kids up for that?
You know what's interesting is like, I ask my kids, I'm like, hey, do you want to, what does success mean? Does it mean like a lot of people knowing you? And they're like, no, it's like 5 people knowing me and they're there for me. Like, that's success to my kids. And I'm like, A+. Like, they want to live quiet lives. They don't want to be on Instagram. They don't want to be on Facebook. They are just like, so it's going to be really interesting to see what this new generation does.
I'm so curious, especially
it's a question mark.
Yeah.
It's a question mark.
This new generation, I mean, this is a thing we talk about on air sometimes as, I'm a parent, Rocky is not, and just what being a parent is like now, because it's so different from how we grew up.
So different.
Like, it's so hard to still give them the foundation, I think, because it's so easy to not have to be an active parent these days.
Yeah.
And it really requires being an active parent, I think.
We're kind of weird in that we none of our kids have smartphones.
Yeah.
So they have
How old are they?
They're 15, 12, and 10.
Okay, yeah.
And they don't have smartphones. We can see all their texts. They don't have TVs in their... One has a TV in his room, the 15-year-old. But we're okay with them being bored. I'm okay with them being bored.
Yeah, that's something that I am very okay with. We have gotten a little more tech-based, but at one point in time, we had pretty firm rules about technology usage because they are so much more creative when they're bored. The games that they come up with, the things that they do, and it encourages, I mean, we are in a neighborhood now where we have kids running up and down the street, playing with each other, knocking on doors.
Yeah,
like,
we have that too.
It's very, it's what
Sandlot-esque.
Yeah, it's very much what I wanted for my children, to be able to have friends in the neighborhood that they could go knock on the door. And yeah, I think it's hard these days because a lot of people don't have that community. It all goes back to community.
It all goes back to community.
Yeah.
And hospitality to others in our community.
Yeah.
Lacey, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for dealing with all of my digressing and a lot of things. I feel like I didn't get a good bit about the radio, but it's been fun. You know, I'm brand new to it still.
We'll get Rocky in, and
he can do the radio
He's got
talk.
a golden age voice.
Oh, it's so good. I didn't have him for a couple of weeks here through the winter. He went to St. Croix. And we did the show together still, but he was down there. And then he was gone again for a week between Christmas and New Year's. And the first day when we came back and I got to put my headphones on and his voice was in my ears, I was just like, oh, thank God. Like, I just missed hearing your voice.
His voice is brilliant.
It's
and
fantastic.
yours is as well. And y'all together do an amazing job.
We're trying. We're really trying. We want to do good for Springfield. And I think that's what it's all about, you know, doing good for the community and helping highlight the good about our community. It's so easy to be down on everything these days. I mean, especially with the state of the world. We're just talking about this.
That's true.
But there is still so much good.
Be the good, do the good, find the good, see the good.
See the good.
Boy, that was one of those ones I said, and I wish I didn't say it.
Where was that train going?
That's so funny.